All right, this will be the first video. Got kind of a late start here. This is the full custom frame for the 1967 F100. Obviously the F100, it's a two-wheel drive. Converting to four-wheel drive, I'm going through all this trouble making a custom frame. Airbags, it's going to be on roughly 12-inch travel airbags. 4-link front and rear Super Duty axles from a 05 Plus Super Duty. I mean, I'm not sure exactly on the year, but they're all basically the same. This is my cradle, obviously my business name and all that too. And the design inside here, kind of made to match the design in the frame, as well as the upper bag mounts here. There is a total of, let's see, 48 bolts all around the truck. There's 12 on each corner that hold these on. The track bar brace in the front, it's removable. There's a total of 8 bolts, 4 here, 4 there. So that way I can change the design later if I want to, because I'm not too sure if I like this one yet, but I wanted something in there so I could get the frame all rigid. Then we have the rear. It's triangulated 4-link rear, so we don't need a track bar. So I wanted to obviously tie the bag mounts together. Trying to keep the same design on the top filler pieces as I did with the top of the frame. But this one, again, it's got the bolts, but instead of 8 bolts, it will be a total of 12 bolts in the rear. We plan on doing some pretty cool stuff in the rear of this, so I want to make sure it's all rigid. Same concept as the front to bolt it in. Again, keeping that same filler piece all around. Kind of a view. I don't know if I could have got that frame any straighter. Nice part about the 1967 F100s is the frame rail width is the same all the way from the front bumper to the rear. It is 34 inches from the outside to the outside. Not sure what the factory inside is, but obviously on my frame, it's going to be a little different because my frame's a little wider. So it's 29 inches from inside to inside. We had the frame sent out and technically minus the top fillers, but 8 sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I beveled that, just put a little valley in there. Sorry, I didn't get that in video very well. Put a little valley in there. Welded it on both sides. You can kind of see it on the inside too. The outsides, I did grind smooth. They're all right. I'm gonna go back over them one more time and then grind those again. It just has to be flat for the cradle to go in. Then on top of all that, we're going to sand these down, and that one too. Make sure this is cool enough to handle. Then these, sorry, it's hard to do with one hand. There'll be a filler piece that goes on the outside or the inside of the frame. Weld it. So I do have to sand that down. Those tabs there are for the rear cab mounts, because the rear cab mounts on that, it'll be right where the red marker line is here, right here. And then they sit a little bit inward. The front of the frame, well, midsection, I guess, you have your body mount here. That's kind of by your floorboard, your gas pedal and all that. So even these body mounts, they'll be bolt on. So let's say later down the road, I want to maybe make the body sit a little bit higher off the frame, or maybe I just want to change the body mount itself. Or maybe I mismeasure. When I cut out the first one, I don't have to worry about it. I can just pop the old ones off, put new ones on. Anything can happen. So I'm trying to make everything about as universal as possible. Front cab mounts, if you know those trucks, they just go right into the frame there. Have it all the way through. I'm going to drop a sleeve in there and weld it. On the bottom side, for the sway bar, I have these slots. There's another one underneath the wood here. I've also made them on top. just in case. I just trying to think ahead. I don't know how everything's gonna sit. The gearbox will be roughly in here. Pitman arm coming down, steering shaft coming up. The factory F100, the gearbox is kind of right in here, and then it steers from the back. So I had to get a different gearbox. I'll get the specs of that in another video. Let's see. The bed mounts, I have to weld plates kind of on top here, and then it'll have the bolt hole. It'll just end up going through these. I have it all lined up already, so where these will end up right where a bolt has to be. Let's see. That's pretty much it. The bumper, make custom bumper mounts. They'll go in here, and we have these holes so you can access them with an extension. Same thing in the front. Did the same thing for the cradle mount. You can just get an extension in there and just a short well socket holds it. Tighten her down. So next step is to get the front axle in place. I have in CAD, everything has measured perfectly that I had already in CAD. So I could cut out the links now if I wanted to, but I'm just gonna kind of wait. I at least want to get the front axle set in place. My rear axle isn't here yet. I have it on order. It's a pretty nice axle, so I wanted to buy a good one. I have a couple really junky ones outside, but I don't want to use those. But yeah. Next step is to get the axle in here, get the front truss on, make a little filler to simulate a bag because I don't have the bags yet. But yeah, there she is. She's coming along.